Liberal comedian Bill Maher just said that Kamala's past wokeness will probably really hurt Kamala's chances of winning the presidency. And Cenk and Anna have a lot to say about that. By the way, call me Chunk for the algorithm. We like to make fun of chunky yogurt here. That's what we do here. And by the way, hi, if you're new here, my name is Isabella Moody, and you're watching my YouTube channel. I post 2 new videos every single day, so that's why you should subscribe. We have a lot of fun. I always love to talk to you guys in the comments. We just like to chat together. We have fun. It's a community. Thank you so much for 20K subs, and let's just get into it.
Kamala's big, I think, challenge here to win over the undecided voters is to convince them that she's not part of what they suspect she might be, sort of a stealth version of the worst excesses of the left.
Bill Maher believes that Kamala Harris has a woke problem, and that is the main reason why she is currently paralyzed in the polling. That is the main reason why Donald Trump has been able to close her lead nationally, according to the polls. Now, let's hear him out. What exactly is he citing here as the reason for her so-called woke problem?
There's a coalition of Trump voters, people who really like him. They certainly are those. And then there's people who don't necessarily like him that much, but they still think he's less crazy than stuff that strikes them as aggressively anti-common sense.
Right.
That takes place on the left.
Right.
So that's why they keep running that ad about sex changes in prison. You know, like, could you...
It honestly is a pretty smart strategy from the Trump campaign because it seems so radical and crazy and woke that it's gonna red pill a lot of people, and I think it has. That's why Trump is just gaining outstanding support and actually leading in early voting polls. So that's pretty cool.
Football game.
Could you get every
football game?
Could you get more third rail words into one sentence than sex
prisoners, sex change operation, taxpayer funded, illegal, it rings every single bell.
They just want her to say, look, I get this about the blue team, and it's on my to-do list.
By the way, it's very easy to say, yeah, I said that in 2019. I was in a competitive thing. Now, she did say, I think she said this was the law under Trump, too. He didn't change it. But it's very easy to say, I don't believe that anymore.
So Scarborough, by the way, is absolutely correct. I don't say that often on this show, but he is correct in that it was the policy or the law when Donald Trump was in office. He didn't make any effort to change it, and now he is basically spending tens of millions of dollars running campaign ads targeting Kamala Harris for her questionnaire answer toward the ACLU when she was running in the Democratic primary in 2020. They asked her if she supported the policy, and she said that she did. And so now he's using that against her. And you know, you can call him out for never doing anything about the policy, but the fact remains that it does appear that to some extent his attack against her is making some difference. So I want to just quickly go.
Good attack, Trump.
Into how much money is being spent on this. Let's go to graphic 2 here. Over the first half of October, former President Donald Trump and his allies poured more than $21 million into television ads attacking Vice President Kamala Harris over her past support of certain rights for transgender people, a message they have spread during nationally televised NFL games, college football broadcasts, and in battleground states. So the Trump campaign is betting any voters still like choosing between the two candidates will be swayed by this issue. In fact,
I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I mean, obviously, I feel like the economy is a major one. It's always like the top issue, and immigration, obviously, but this one could be a swaying factor.
The ads outpaced nearly every other topic Republicans have put in advertisements trying to sway the public during a critical closing stretch of the race, ahead of crime, inflation, and immigration, and behind only taxation. And I want to go to the ad so you guys know what we're talking about. I actually had never seen the ad. I don't think it's targeted toward people in California, maybe, but this is what the ad is.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
That's crazy. That to me like makes me want to go vote right this very second. Like, that seems so outlandish and out there that it makes complete freaking sense why the Trump campaign has said that this is what's going to sway those voters that are still undecided.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you. I'm Donald
That is so genius. I haven't seen this ad either, have you guys? It's amazing.
J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So not only is the Trump campaign banking on this ad being effective and making a difference with swing voters, it's essentially what Bill Maher believes is going to work or make a difference as well. And I'm curious what you think, Cenk.
Yeah, so there's two very different parts of this story. So first, on the issue of are these ads working and is this the right way to go for the Republicans, Democrats, et cetera? That I agree with Bill Maher and Joe Scarborough on, and yes, I just vomited a little bit in my mouth. But guys, we told you, and we got into huge fights on the left over this, that it was not going to play well. And a lot of people on the left claim, no, we don't know anything. This is going to poll great, and the American people want it, love it, and that extra rights for transgender inmates getting surgery, et cetera. And if you didn't believe that, you were a Nazi and the American people don't agree with you. He's spending more money on this ad than almost any other ad because why? They have internal polling showing it's working fantastic.
Sucks to suck, Democrats. It makes sense. It's like, really, you're going to have taxpayers pay for transgender surgeries for prisoners and illegal immigrants? Come on, bitch.
It is driving away voters from Democrats at record numbers. So you can say, hey, I love the policy anyway, and we should fight for it in the long run. No problem, no problem. I don't agree with it, but we can have that debate, no problem, okay? But if you live in a bubble where you think this helps Kamala Harris, you've lost touch with reality. That's just not in this world. I mean, you're just flat out wrong. I don't know if they're still sticking with it. My guess is they'll pivot. They'll go, oh, well, we knew it was gonna. No. You all said it would help her. You all said it, okay? You were all dead wrong about the politics of it.
Well,
now they'll pivot to, but we're the most moral, pure people on earth. And if she loses, that's even better for trans. No, it'd be terrible for trans people if she loses. Trump's a nightmare for them. That's exactly what we're warning you about, because it's gonna lead to worse situation for trans people, not a better situation.
Right, well, the moral argument has been the argument that they've been making. In fact, I remember that fight, and the main point was, well, it's the right thing to do. Who cares about the electoral consequences? And it's easy to say that when the election isn't right around the corner, but now the election is around the corner. And Kamala Harris was asked about it, by the way. Bret Baier asked in the context of the Fox News interview that she did with him. And she said, quote, I think he spent $20 million on those ads trying to create a sense of fear in the voters because he actually has no plan in this election that is about focusing on the needs of the American people, which is an interesting thing to say considering the fact that most of her campaign is now focused on fear-mongering about Donald Trump and how he's a fascist.
That's fair, but that's a fine answer. She's pivoting.
That's not an answer. Like, she didn't answer for it.
I'm saying as a political strategy,
okay,
pivot away from it because now let's get to the other end of it. So Bill Maher and
no, we're not. That's all we have time for today. I need to shut up. I need Chunky Yogurt to shut up. By the way, I'm just so curious, guys. Like, have you seen that ad? Because that ad was fire. It should be mandatory. Like, you know how they always, like, your phone will get like alerts sent, like, that everyone gets about like some child missing? Well, they should have this ad, this Kamala wanting trans and illegal immigrants to have free surgery for trans freaking surgery. That, I just messed up all my words. You know the thing. She thinks that inmates and illegal aliens should get taxpayer-funded transgender surgeries. Amazing. It doesn't even seem real. But yeah, they should send that to everyone's phone so everyone has to see it. You should have to see that video before you vote. I think that should be requirement. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. See you next time, and MAGA.